What offerings were made to support the priests? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Numbers on Walking Through the Bible.
His word, the glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, turn to Numbers chapter 18. We're going to be reading from verses 8 to 14. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Numbers chapter 18, beginning of verse 8. And the Lord spoke to Aaron, Here I myself have also given you charge of my heave offerings, all the holy gifts of the children of Israel. I have given them as a portion to you and your sons, as an ordinance forever. This shall be yours of the most holy things reserved from the fire. Every offering of theirs, every grain offering, and every sin offering, and every trespass offering which they render to me, shall be most holy for you and your sons. In a most holy place you shall eat them. Every male shall eat it. It shall be holy to you. This also is yours, the heave offering of their gift, with all the wave offerings of the children of Israel. I have given them to you and your sons and daughters with you as an ordinance forever. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat it. All the best of the oil, all the best of the new wine and the grain, their first fruits, which they offer to the Lord, I have given them to you. Whatever first ripe fruit is in their land, which they bring to the Lord, shall be yours. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat it. Every devoted thing in Israel shall be yours. In this chapter, we are dealing with the duties, responsibilities, and provisions for the Levites. We have dealt with most of these before, but Israel's time in the wilderness is drawing to a close, and so it was necessary to review them again for the next generation. So far, God has revealed that he selected the house of Aaron to serve as priests, and only they were to perform the duties of the priests. God gave the Levites to the house of Aaron as a gift in order that they may help in the work of the tabernacle. But they had specific work to do. They weren't to do the work of the priests lest they die. And they weren't to allow non-Levites to perform their work either. Coming now to verse 8, we see how God provided for the priests. Remember, the children of Israel are going to be coming into Canaan and are going to be inheriting land which will be divided by tribe. However, the tribe of Levi wasn't going to be inheriting land because they were selected by God to be the priests from the house of Aaron or ministers of the tabernacle, the rest of the Levites. This also fulfilled what Jacob said when he was blessing his children in Genesis 49, verses 5 to 7, where he said, Simeon and Levi are brothers. Instruments of cruelty are in their dwelling place. Let not my soul enter their council. Let not my honor be united to their assembly. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they hamstrung an ox. Cursed be their anger, for it is fierce, and their wrath, for it is cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Now, this passage doesn't say that the Levites would be selected by God for his service, for God could have accomplished this saying by Jacob any way he chose. But for Levi, he chose this way. We'll discuss how this was accomplished for Simeon, the Lord willing, in our future studies of the Old Testament. But not having land would have its consequences. How would they eat? They couldn't farm. They would have no way of making money on their own. What would they do? God would provide. For the priests, God gave a charge that a portion of the heave offerings and holy gifts of the children of Israel would be given to the priest and his sons. This portion would be given as an ordinance as long as the law of Moses was enforced. Also of the most holy things reserved from the fire, that is every offering of theirs, every grain offering, every sin offering, and every trespass offering would be the priests as well. The burnt offering is excluded, as well as the sin offering of the priest, for according to Leviticus, the meat of those sacrifices were completely burned up. But all of the other sacrifice had a portion that would go to the priest. They were to eat this in a most holy place. Every male shall eat it, and it would be holy for them. Now, identifying the place where it was to be eaten as a most holy place can be confusing because the most holy place of the tabernacle was the Holy of Holies behind the veil, where the Ark of the Covenant and the mercy seat were. But we know that that can't be what is being meant here, because only the high priest was allowed to enter that place, and even then, only once a year on the Day of Atonement. So what is being meant here? on the grounds of the tabernacle, which is included in the court, is what is being meant. In other words, the portion of the aforementioned sacrifices were not to be taken home to share, for they were holy and only to be eaten of by the priests. However, the heave offering of the gifts, along with the wave offering of the children of Israel, were given to the sons and daughters of the priests, and so these may be taken home, and anybody who is clean under the law in the household may partake of it. Along with that, the best of the oil, the best of the new wine, meaning grape juice, and of the grain, in other words, the first fruits, were also given to the priest to take home, and anybody who is clean under the law may eat of those. This shows that God valued the work of the priests and would provide for their nourishment. We'll continue with God's provisions for the priests, the Lord willing, in the next lesson. With that, our time is up for today. The Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Numbers chapter 18, verses 15 to 20, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time. Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.